All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Maths Made Easy with Sarah in 10 minutes. So we're going to be talking about absolute values with equality by solving more examples, okay? Please, before you watch this video, you need to watch the previous one where we talked about the 5 rules and things to take note of. I also highlighted the differences between that of equalities and that of inequalities, yeah, and how to write the answers. All right, let's assume we have this question, for instance, and we want to solve it. So what do? The same thing. You equate this to be equal to 4 minus x to be equal to 2, and 4 minus x to be equal to minus 2. Is that okay? So we have minus x will be equal to 2. You take 4 to the other side, okay? Minus x will be equal to minus 2, so therefore x will be equal to 2. Okay? Then the same thing is going to be 4 minus x will be equal to minus 2 minus 4. So that means to take 4 to the other side. Does that make sense? Then minus x will be equal to minus 6. So therefore x will be equal to 6. Okay. So also, if you looked at the rules, I told you that we need to then find a vertex for the modulus graph. And the way to find the vertex for the modulus graph is by equating the equation to be equal to 0. So that means 4 minus x is equal to 0. So therefore, x is going to be equal to 4. So that means when you draw the graph, we're expecting the graph should look like this. So it's going to be at when x is equal to what? 4. So, and when y is 2, it's going to meet here at 6. And it's going to meet here at what? 2. Okay, and this should be the graph for that. So if you want, you can also try to find the y-intercept of the graph if you want, but that is not important in this example here. We're just trying to graph it to show where the vertex of the modulus is and where the 2 possible answers for this graph will be. All right. So let me pick another question. Let's say we have 4 into bracket x minus 1. The modulus of this minus 3 is equal to 9. Now, similar to inequalities, you have to solve it until you just have a modulus on the left-hand side and any expression you want on the right-hand side. So we can do this. So it's going to be 4, 2x minus 1 is equal to 9 plus 3. Like I said, you can pause the video so that you can have a look at it, solve it on your own. Then when you've gotten your answer, you can come back and you can check. So that'll give us 4 2x minus 1 is equal to 12. Divide both sides by 4. This will cancel that. So it's going to give you 2x minus 1 will be equal to 3. Now we can solve, okay? We're back to what we need. Then it's going to be 2x minus 1 will be equal to 3, or 2x minus 1 will be equal to minus 3. Take 1 to the other side, so it's going to be 2x is going to be equal to 3 plus 1, and x will be equal to 4 divided by 2, so therefore x will be equal to what? 2. Here is going to be 2x is equal to minus 3 plus 1, okay? Then it's going to give you 2x is equal to, let's just go straight to finding x. So x is going to be equal to minus 3 plus 1 will give you minus 2 divided by 2. So therefore, x is going to be equal to minus 1. All right? Then we can decide to then find the vertex for the modulus graph. So to get the vertex for the modulus graph, the whole of the equation we have in the beginning must be equal to what? 0. Or basically, the modulus should be equal to 0. So what you have to do then? So it's going to be 4 2x minus 1 will be equal to 0. Divide both sides by 4. So we'll now have 2x minus 1 to be equal to 0. Then x will be equal to 1 over 2. Take 1 to the other side and divide by 2. So if you want to draw the graph then, so we know that it's going to meet the graph at 1 over 2. Okay. And if you now have y to be equal to 9, So let's say this is y is equal to 9. We know that it's going to meet this point here. It's going to be at 2. And this point here is going to be at -1. So definitely you can now say 0 is somewhere in the middle, maybe here, depending on how you want to draw the graph. Then you can go around and play and find the y-intercept if you want to, but it's not asked in this question here. All right. All right. So let me just pick one more and we'll just round up with that. Okay. So basically it's the same thing. You just make sure you apply the 5 rules, equate the left-hand side to the positive and negative of the right hand. Make sure you don't have modulus on the left hand, and all that expression should be on the right hand, okay? Then when you have that, you equate it to find for x. You then find the value for the vertex as well. Then you now solve as well. Okay, so let's pick one more. Let's say we have 3, the modulus of x plus 5 is equal to 5, the modulus of x minus 1, okay? So like I said, you have all the modulus or the absolute values on one side and the expression on the other side. So it's going to be 3x minus 5x will be equal to -1 minus 5. So it'll give you minus 2x is equal to -6, okay? Then I'm going to divide both sides by -2. Then the modulus values of x will give me 3, okay? So because it's 3, x is equal to 3, and x is equal to what? -3. Then that will be after that. So you see, it's the same thing, and you can play around and try as much as possible to get any other values you need. So please go to the textbook and revise and solve more questions on this. So key thing to note is that when you're solving, you have to, okay, equate it to both the positive and negative. And remember that your answers is going to be x is equal to -a or x is equal to what? A, okay? Okay? So those are things you're going to have both of them together in the equation. Is that okay? All right, thank you very much. So if you have any question, feel free to drop it in the chat box and I'll get back to you, or you can send me an email and I'll get back to you as well. All right, see you soon. Have a nice day.